So, lads, today we are going to be talking about something that is a really, really interesting one. And obviously, it is about Chennedy Carter. It is about Chennedy Carter. And I'm such a big fan of, I'm such a big fan of Chennedy Carter, the player. And Chennedy Carter is such like a breath of fresh air when it comes to some of the WNBA things, because Chennedy Carter just says whatever the hell is on her mind. For better or for worse, you know what you're going to get with Chennedy Carter. And by that, you mean you have not got a clue what's going to happen day by day. But one big thing is that, obviously, Chennedy Carter she cheap shot at Caitlin Clark last year. We know that. What she's best known for. But she also was robbed of an all-star spot last year. And how she's not in the league right now, there's going to be a team that calls her up very soon. I mean, this very, very soon. Because what's going to end up happening is that there's going to be a team somewhere in the WNBA that they're going to start off the season. They're going to expect to make the playoffs, and they're going to start off season 4 and 7. And then you're going to get Chennedy Carter to come in and try to fix everything when something's going wrong. That's realistically what is going to be happening with Chennedy Carter this season, because Chennedy Carter is absolutely just superb as a player. But she actually gave her opinion on Caitlin Clark in this. And remember when she actually cheap shot at Caitlin Clark, and all she kept saying was, what does she do other than shoot threes? She went on social media and was like, what does she do other than shoot threes? All she does is shoot threes. But now we've got Chennedy Carter out here properly talking about Caitlin Clark and actually being honest about it. So this is on a clip that was obviously shown in a previous video where she completely responded to Caitlin Clark. But this is a part that I wanted to make a separate video, because is this it here?
But people really made it like a crazy, crazy big deal. I've seen the clip.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not crazy deep in the WNBA world, but in the WNBA world, they dragged it like crazy.
I mean, that happens, man. Like, it's one of those things. I'm a great player. She's a great player.
And, like, the fact is that, again, Chennedy Carter is, no matter what, like, I think if you ask Chennedy Carter who's the best player in the world, she'd say Chennedy Carter. But, like, I'm not going to lie. Anyone who's played sport has been around people with the mentality towards sport of a Chennedy Carter. For Chennedy Carter, like, you know people with that mentality. If you've ever, again, played high-level sports or been around high-level pros, people with the mentality of, I'm the best, no matter what court they step on, they will not say another player is good until, like, they prove it to them. And in fairness, Caitlin was okay in that first game. Chennedy Carter hip-checked her. I think she did a good job orchestrating the offense. Didn't score that many points. I don't even know. She had like 14 and 8 or something? She didn't do the greatest job there, but she did a really good job facilitating, and just as a conductor, she did a good job in that game. But obviously, for Chennedy Carter, for that to come out of her mouth, as well as earlier on in the clip, she's talking about how, Jeff Teague did what she did to LeBron. Jeff Teague was like, man, he was just cooking us. And almost comparing her to LeBron. Like, not really fully compared her to LeBron, but, like, made a slight comparison there. Like, not saying she's LeBron-esque. But, like, yeah, it's an interesting one. But she repeats it as well. That's a big thing.
It looks a certain way. Everybody's going to have their views on it. But my personal view is, I don't have anything against her. She's a great player, and so am I. And I've got buckets all that season. You know what I'm saying?
And I genuinely believe that. Chennedy Carter is not somebody that has a filter. Not someone that has a filter at all. And I cannot believe that she's not in the WNBA. Like, I understand that she can be a little bit toxic as a teammate. But I'm sorry. In no other sport has a top 8 player in the world ever been out of the league because they're a little bit toxic. If she was at the level of a Dana Evans, fair enough. Even if she was at the level of, I don't know, a Ty Harris, fair enough. But she is at the level of a Sabrina Ionescu. Like, that is just the reality of it. That is the reality of it. Like, and it is like, that is as close as you can get to a compliment from somebody like a Chennedy Carter. And it's funny just everything she's saying in this interview. Like, she's fine. There was no, like, when she was talking about the trolls and stuff in this, there was no playing victim. There was no playing victim. It was almost like a, yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did it type thing. Like, you know what? I'll be the villain. And she's just too good not to be around. She's too good. She's too interesting a character. Like, she'll be back in the W before the end of the season. There is no way. Like, there is absolutely no way. But, yeah. I do think that this is just a crazy situation. Like, who would have ever guessed, as well, that Chennedy Carter would be where we'd hear the positive stuff about Chennedy Carter on a neon stream. Like, I came from the 2K community. I was around long enough to remember when he used to pretend to be Ronnie 2K's son. I mean, that's how he initially got his hype. But yeah, so Chennedy Carter praising Caitlin Clark in any way, even if you don't believe that it's that's the greatest hype in the world. The fact, just saying the words, you know, Caitlin's a great player. Obviously, she has to say that she's a great player as well, because you better believe Chennedy Carter thinks she's better than Caitlin Clark. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Chennedy Carter thinks she is the single best basketball player in the world. Chennedy Carter probably thinks she could be a freaking NBA player. But, like, you all, again, as I've said, we've all played with those irrational confidence players. You know Chennedy Carter is an irrational confidence player. So, yeah, that is an interesting one. And Caitlin Clark's come a long way from all she does is shoot threes. Genuinely one of the worst things that we saw from, like, one of the worst takes ever. That's worse than the Gino Auriemma take. And the fact that, again, she's kind of almost admitted she was wrong, which is one thing we've not seen anyone in the WNBA media do. And that's one of the reasons I like Chennedy Carter, is I genuinely think Chennedy Carter did not believe Caitlin Clark was all that. And you can see, obviously, when it's all said and done at the end of the season, yeah, she probably got the highest compliment that you can possibly get from a Chennedy Carter as a player. To be spoken about in the same sentence and with the same adjective as herself. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And I am going to bed and setting this video off to be uploaded 1 hour after my previous Chennedy Carter video. I am literally just bulk recording and I'm going to sleep. See you guys.